Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Dragon's Lair. My name is Brent. Today, we're just going to go over some recent comics I've added to the collection. Some of them are mostly newer. It's mostly GI Joe and Transformers. A little bit of Gru in here. But we're just going to go over what I got. But just to start it off here, I got this at Goodwill on a 50% off clearance sale. I got a little Star Lord. I wish I would have had his pistol, but I got this for a whopping I think it was half off, so it was like 75 cents plus tax, so it was like 78 cents. But
Don't worry, Drax won't get that joke.
yeah,
Rocket, we wouldn't even be in this mess if you didn't steal those batteries.
freaking rocket.
So, we're saving the galaxy. Again.
Saving the galaxy again. But I thought that was pretty cool for 78 cents or whatever. Little Star Lord, little 12-inch figure. Said I wish I had his pistol that came with him, but I don't. But we will, like this. These are some comics my wife got for me for Valentine's Day. She just stopped at Dollar Tree. So if you don't know, Dollar Tree has some comics, which I don't know if I have these ones or not. I bought some of them, but we have Lex Luthor. This is #1. These are all like reprints. We have Penguin, Pain and Prejudice #1. These are all DC books that are at which I don't even know if Dollar Tree. I haven't been to Dollar Tree in a while. We got the Flash #1. Do love the Flash. I'm a big Batman guy, but I love the Flash. I love anybody that's associated pretty much with Batman, like the villains and stuff like that. And we got Harley Quinn #1. $1.25 at Dollar Tree. $1.25 tree. I don't know why they call it Dollar Tree anymore. And we also got Justice League of America #1. But that was pretty cool. My wife picked them up for me. And next up, this is a series. I should have started buying this when it first came out, but this is the Transformers from Image, which started a couple years ago. And I didn't even realize like issue 1's like, I don't know, it's like a $30 or $40 book I think now if you actually get it. But I just started buying these. This is what, March. So I'm filming this on March 18th or something like that. I think that's today's date. And I started buying these back in like beginning of February or whatever, somewhere right around there. And I bought a whole bunch of them, then I bought some more. Probably another video later you see me get the rest of them, try to catch up, which I've almost got all of them. But I couldn't get the first printing. Like I said, it's like a $30, $40 book, so I went with the 10th printing. That's the only one my comic shop had. But this is Transformers #1 from Image. And I will say, I don't remember reading like the first Transformers as a kid. I had a bunch of them, and I know I read them, but I don't, I was probably, whatever, 12, 13, 14, whatever. I was probably 10 or 11, 12, somewhere in there. I was definitely like 4th, 5th, 6th grade, somewhere in there when I was reading those comics. And, I don't remember any of them. I don't remember if the stories were good. But I will say, I was shocked when I started reading this. But this takes off right off the beginning where they're on the Ark. They crash on Earth. They're dormant for however many years. And it's got a different twist to it. As the Decepticons, some of them get rose up first, and only a few of the Autobots, and they're like out of Energon. But very, very cool. Like I said, this is 10th printing. Very, very cool. It was a very good read. I actually really enjoyed that, and I think I've read 16 of them now, and I will say, if you haven't checked out the Transformers, definitely check it out. It is very, very cool, very, very fun read. I absolutely loved it. Next up, we got #2, which this, I don't know, like I said, I couldn't get. This is a 10th printing too, like I said. A lot of this stuff it's whatever he has left. But, like I said, Starscream's like leading the Decepticons right now. Megatron's dead, and Starscream wants him dead, but things will change eventually. I'm sure of it. Oh, let's see if we can find something cool. Now this is also a crossover. We'll show off little Optimus Prime sitting there, making friends with humans. This is actually a crossover. They always have GI Joe Transformer crossovers, but Image did GI Joe runs where they did like Scarlet, they did Duke, and I can't can't remember who else. Cobra Commander, Destro, all great reads in my opinion. Highly recommend those. But this actually has the crossover into Duke into this. This is issue 2. Into this one, in which in Duke, Duke goes AWOL because a jet transformed into a robot and killed his. I don't know if it was his co-pilot. I can't remember. I can't remember if it was. I'm trying to look here. But you see, they're sitting there. They're fighting. They're flying. Starscream transforms, and he went AWOL because his buddy was killed by this robot. And right here you see it. Just a quick little splat. He just pulverizes in between his hands, and that's how Starscream ended that dude. And the other guy, which I can show you real quick, was actually Duke, who saw the whole thing. Oh, where was it? I was just there. I should have kept my page. I was just there. Where'd you go? Should have kept my page. But you see Duke right there in the corner. He had parachuted away safely, and he was mad, and nobody would give him answers to what this robot was. So, but anyways, next up we got number 3 from Transformers. Highly recommend this series. Can't say it enough. We got number 4, my man Soundwave right there. If you don't know, Soundwave is probably my favorite overall Transformer. Probably because I'm a metalhead. I absolutely love like metal and thrash and death metal and hardcore, metalcore, and deathcore. And although I stick mostly to the Christian side of music, I love like the Christian death metal, thrash, and stuff like that. But I'm not opposed to listening to other music, but I mostly just listen to the Christian stuff. But that's probably why I like Soundwave, because he was always cassette tapes, and I associate that stuff with metal from when I was a kid and stuff. But anyways, next up we got number 5, getting some Decepticon covers here. Which that is Thundercracker, I believe. Of course, we have number 6 with Devastator on there. Very cool. Sorry if you're getting a glare or if it's dark. Then we got number 7. I think Image is just doing a fantastic job with this, in my opinion. We got number 8. I don't want these to fall. Over here. We got number 9. Which we'll open up number 9, why not? See if we can get some cool artwork. This is where Optimus is fighting Shockwave. Here enters Shockwave. Which Shockwave is just ruthless. I mean, he is ruthless. He like captures Autobots and he just destroys them. Slowly. He tortures them. Pretty cool either way, though. Next up, we got number 10. Getting a little glare there, sorry. A little RC on there. We got number 11. That's one of the Bruticons, I think. Maybe. I can't remember what they're called. They were like the military wing. Of course, we got a little Ultra Magnus here. Very cool full page art. I want to say my buddy Kevin was a big Ultra Magnus fan, but I can't remember. Let me know, Kevin. I can't remember. Maybe it was Ultra Magnus. I think you liked Ultra Magnus. Then we got number 12. Like I said, I couldn't get the first. A lot of these I couldn't get, like the first printing and stuff like that. I think this one is third printing here. But this is number 13. Very cool cover either way. Little Starscream and Megatron. It's like I said, Megatron is still dead. And believe it or not, somewhere Optimus like loses his arm. I can't remember which issue it is. And they end up like attaching Megatron's arm to him. And then Starscream gets blown up too. And this is another part of G.I. Joe crossover into it. Which, you see, there's Optimus. I don't think he's lost his arm yet. Maybe he has, I don't know. But, Starscream gets just destroyed there, basically. But he's still alive, but, hey, these mercenaries got a Hiss tank. So they kind of capture Starscream. I'm not sure if it's in this one or not. Maybe it's the next one. Maybe it's probably the next one. There's another shot of Megatron. Very, very cool. But they take Starscream and they attach him to a Hiss tank. And then he's like remote controlled with a Hiss tank. Here, we'll get into this. So this is Transformers number 14. Starscream action there. So let's see if... Yeah, I mean, it's silly looking, but like I said, they attach him to a Hiss tank to control him because he doesn't have legs. I mean, it's just crazy. And I don't think these guys are Cobra guys. I think they're just mercenaries trying to get what they want. Of course, you know it. Well, you have to read it. Go read it for yourself. Oh, let's see. Give me something cool. And we got a little Hail Starscream. Which I believe Starscream had in the cartoon. It was like Cobra. The guy that did Cobra Commander's voice did Starscream, I believe. Next up, we got Transformers number 15. Very, very cool. I have read all these books here. Except for there's like the Dollar Tree ones, and then there's, I think, 2 other books here that I haven't read yet. And we have Transformers number 16, which kind of, this is more or less the last. More or less. It's not the last of the Transformers I have in this video, but of this run. Like I said, I should have just started buying this when it first came out. Very, very cool. That killer artwork. Absolutely love it. Highly recommend that series. They're up to 30 books now, I think, in that series. And next up we have, this one I got from There and Back Again when I was up helping them clean out and look for, trying to find the flag, G.I. Joe flag, so I'm trying to trade for the flag. But this is original Transformers number 28. My man Blaster right there, my favorite Autobot. Probably because, you know, he cassette tapes. It also has, it's not Bumblebee, but his name's like Sunbomb or something like that. Something weird. I never heard of that, but I don't know. It was an okay read. Like I said, that's probably the only book I remember ever reading. Only because I just got it and read it here a couple months ago. But anyways, on to the next. See what Star-Lord has to say about it.
Hello, Star-Lord? Legendary outlaw? Sounds dangerous. Let's do it.
Let's do it. You heard Star-Lord, let's do it. So next up, this is a four-part series. I got these at Heroes Around Throughout Comic Shop. One of my favorite shops. I absolutely love going there. He's got so much stock, it's just everywhere. It's like cluttered. It's a cool place to dig. Super cool dude. But like I said, this is a 4-part series, and I only got 1, 2, and 3 because that's all he had. But this is Sergio Aragone's Gru meets Tarzan. Oops, covering Gru up. If you don't know who Gru is one of my favorites. Which this is kind of, it's weird because the stories start off, you know, it'll be like Tarzan. You know, you'll read up on Tarzan for a little bit, and then near the end of the book, it'll switch over to where are we? Well, actually, it switches around to well, it'll switch to Gru eventually, and then it also switches to Sergio as he's trying to get, I don't know, like the rights to Tarzan or something like that. So he's going on like a, I don't know, like African safari at like a zoo or something like that. I remember I read this a couple months ago, so I can't remember all of it. But definitely weird. Here's number 2, and these are from what is it? Dark Horse. So if you don't know, Sergio's, he's getting up there in age. He's got to be up in his 80s. Super cool dude, but I always love. I never met him, but I've always loved Gru the Wanderer. So, like I said, right back at it, you know. Show this again. And it'll get right into it with Tarzan. And Tarzan's always, you know, doing whatever. hunting poachers or whatever he does best. Of course, and then you'll get back into Gru. Very, very cool. Different. It was a different kind of a Gru read for me. I don't know if it was amazing, but it was different. And then we also got number 3. And in this one, you know, it kind of starts off the same, but eventually, see if I can find it here. Gru and, like I said, you see like Sergio. He's lost in a like safari, like zoo or whatever, spending the night. But eventually, Gru goes up this hill, and he comes out into Tarzan's land. So you actually get to see Tarzan and Gru together. So that is very cool. But like I said, I don't have issue 4, so I don't know how it ends. That is one I'm going to have to look for. It's back in a bag. I don't know why I put it back in a bag. I'm going to rebag and board it anyways. But, anyways, on to the next. Next up, you know, one of my favorite lines is G.I. Joe. I love toys. Grew up watching G.I. Joe. But we got G.I. Joe number 14, the Dreadnought War. This is one of the newer G.I. Joe runs by Image. We got number 15. Very, very cool series. Now, Image is actually doing this run, which is a new G.I. Joe run they started. And then they started off, I think, with issue 301. From all the other, you know, Marvel did it. And then, was it Dark Horse, maybe? I can't remember which one it was. But, you know, they kept it going all the way up to issue 300, I believe it was. And then Image got the rights to it. Now they're doing 301 and up. But this is the new series they started. Got number 16. Just one I didn't have in a bag. See if we can find some cool artwork. I think this is right, kind of still in the middle of the Dreadnought War. And it's... I was hoping to find one of the pages with the Dreadnoughts. It might have been in the previous issue. I know they introduced Road Pig here. But here, we'll just show you a little Cobra Commander at the end. He's got Buzzer's chainsaw. I'll give you a war. Slicing and dicing. But very, very cool read. I actually like the G.I. Joe run period. So, and we also got number 17. Maybe it's in here. Cool back too. Or is it a wraparound? It's actually a wraparound. I didn't even realize it. Probably realized it when I bought it. Yeah. Nice little wraparound. Very, very cool. Like I said, I probably realized it when I bought it. I just, you know, forgot. And I know one of them, of course, like I said, one of them had just, it was the Dreadnought War, and it was just pages of Dreadnoughts, and it was pretty cool. Of course, like I said, you know, you got, this is also has G.I. Joe Transformer crossover in there. As Grunt has one of the Autobots. Can't remember what his name is. I think it was Grunt, or Clutch. Maybe it was Clutch. I think it's Clutch. Anyways, we also got number 18. That's as far as I've got. I got to get up to my comic shop because I believe 19, maybe even 20's out. But anyways, we also, going back to the regular line, we got G.I. Joe Real American Hero number 322 from Image. Very, very cool. We got number 323. Cobra Commander action there. Great series. We got number 324. Little space, little Defiant action. And we got number 325. Absolutely love that cover here. We'll take this one out of the book. We're going to rebag it anyways here, but 25th. This is what, the milestone 25th issue. Very, very cool. Oh, let's see what we got. And this one actually introduced a new sniper, I believe. Maybe? Yeah, I think so. She was actually trying to snipe the dude. And I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she's like a crack shot sniper. See if I can find her name. I think it's her first appearance. Maybe. I don't see her name anywhere. As you see, she's trying to snipe the enemy there. Very, very cool. And on to the next here, we got. I actually took some duplicates that I had. I've been giving stuff to neighbor kids, but if I've got 3 neighbor kids right now that I can give them to. If I've already given them to them, they're all brothers, so it's like, well, I don't can't keep giving them the same one. So I actually took a stack of books up, and some of them were like thicker, like paperback books I got out of like Ollie's packs that I read some of it, didn't really care for it, so I just traded them in, got some trade value for them, and I got some G.I. Joe books. If you don't know, I'm trying to go for all the Marvel, just all the any G.I. Joe run I can get. I just love G.I. Joe, but we did pick up a few issues. We got number 76, the original Marvel Real American Hero. Fantastic read in my opinion. We also got number 112. We got number 113, Inside the War Continues, The Death of Battle Force 2000. Cool artwork of Tunnel Rat right there. Very, very cool. We got number 115. Got a couple crackpot ace pilots fighting each other out there. We got number 130. We got number 131. Absolutely love Larry Hama, so that is pretty cool. And to round it out, anything else, Star-Lord?
Want to dance? Whoa. Put the sword away.
Want to dance? Put the sword away.
Haven't you ever heard of Star-Lord?
Have you heard of Star-Lord?
It's called a mixtape. Haven't you ever seen one?
Yeah.
We've got incoming. It's time to rock.
Time to rock. And to round it out, we got a couple more Transformers here. Like I said, I showed you up to 16. And I think I have issue 25 too. That was like a die cut of Optimus Prime I showed in a previous video. But I figured, seeing how I'm reading it, I'm going to start picking up the newer ones. That way I have them when I finally do get caught up. But we got number 28 of Transformers. Getting a little glare there. And we got number 29, Optimus and Megatron battling it out. Which I haven't read these two yet, so I haven't even looked at the inside of them yet. I want to try to read the whole thing in order, so I've read the first 16. So next time I stop up there, I'm going to try to get 17 through 24. I have 25, and then I'm going to get 26, 27. That way, and probably whatever other newer ones have come out, they might be up to like 30, 31, 32, I don't know. But highly recommend this series, as I read the first 16 issues of it. Can't go wrong with it, in my opinion. I think it's an excellent series. Same with the G.I. Joe runs too. If you're a G.I. Joe Transformer fan, I don't know if you are or not, but that's all I got for recent comics. Just added to the collection and stuff like that. Stuff that I'm really going for, or newer stuff that I'm basically going for, with some older stuff. Gru, G.I. Joe, maybe Transformers, but X-Men. There's just so much stuff I want. Not enough money, not enough room. I'm sure y'all have the same problem. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you like what you saw. Like, comment, subscribe. It's all cool. It's all good. Thanks for watching.